The defense in the Derek Chauvin trial will continue calling witnesses this morning. The defense called 6 witnesses yesterday after the prosecution rested with 38 witnesses over 11 days. WCCO's Jason DeRusha breaks down the testimony with our legal expert.
Good morning, Heather and Shayla. It was an eventful day in court yesterday. The prosecution rested. The defense brought forth 6 witnesses. Joe Tamburino is our legal analyst, longtime criminal defense attorney in Minnesota. And Joe, I want to start by asking about Shawanda Hill, because we heard for the first time from someone who was with George Floyd for a significant period of time on Memorial Day last summer.
Good morning, Jason. Ms. Hill was very good. I mean, she basically told things as she saw it, as she remembered. She had to be instructed to basically slow down a couple of times, but overall, she gave all of us good information as to what was going on in and around that car.
And the key point the defense was looking for from her was the fact that she says George Floyd fell asleep at some point in that Mercedes SUV, and the defense trying to point to that as evidence that he was dealing with the effects of taking illegal drugs.
That's correct. What they're trying to do is build this narrative, which is you never know how drugs are going to affect a person. And with Mr. Floyd, it could have affected him by at times putting him to sleep, at other times stirring awake and acting out, at other times acting confused. And that's what they tried to get out of her.
Joe, talk about Barry Broad. The defense brought forth their use of force expert. And to a certain degree on cross-examination, it looks like this may have backfired on the defense, at least in some respects.
Yes, the defense was doing fairly well at getting a lot of information out of their expert, but then when it came time to cross-examination, which was a proper cross-examination, it did backfire a bit. Mr. Schlischer was able to get out things such as the expert said things like, well, someone is resting, and the expert couldn't tell the difference between struggling and writhing. And it also seems that the expert didn't have access or didn't look at photos, autopsy photos. So, yeah, they were able to point out a number of things that hurt the defense.
Okay, back in court again today. We expect to hear from perhaps a medical expert today, right, Joe?
That's correct. The defense is still going after the cause of death issue, so they're probably going to get a medical expert to talk about that and toxicology.
Very good. Joe Tamburino, thanks for your insight. We'll have total coverage of all of the testimony, plus a hearing that's supposed to start before testimony. So testimony around 9:30, a hearing around 8:45. All of it for you here on CBSN Minnesota. Heather and Shayla.
Jason, thank you. It's easy to find CBSN Minnesota, where you can see every moment in court live. Just download the WCCO News app or stream it on our website at WCCO.com.